It's that anticipation. Like everybody love to buy, yeah, but I'm like that dude, man. I'm like a tsunami. I'm coming in that. I'm taking everything. I like it. I just think that what works best. Like I try to buy, I still be trying, but I told myself after this week, yo, if I take another buy, yo, y'all can slap me because.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another TFT interview. Today, I have the pleasure to host Charlie, who has 7 years of trading experience. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into trading?
Truck driver. What got me into trading actually, finding somebody on literally on Facebook, social media. I ran into a guy that had a Ferrari outside where I was doing door-to-door sales. I asked him the question, yo, what did you do in your life so I can do the same to get that? And he told me 4. So I literally typed the word Forex. I really didn't understand it was actually Forex. But then I ran into one of my good friends now that I still talk to this day online, Emery Holmes. He literally was marketing, luxury lifestyle and the whole idea. But he was explaining it was trading. He was also showing profits. And he was with a company called Wealth Generators. Then he was in the middle of changing over to a company called IML. And I wound up joining with him in IML. And I got really, familiar understanding how trading worked. Because Christopher Terry at that time, he literally will sit there with you, 8 o'clock in New York session, trade futures and Forex at the same time, give you moves, give you setups, and you was earning while you learn. I just was hungry and my desires was bigger than just, relying on someone else. So I kept going and I learned about baby pips. Then I also started learning about different people's courses, taking a little bit to abstract to find me. What really helped me start becoming consistent psychologically, because you got to be mentally tough. I started running across people on YouTube that talk more about it because in 2016, there wasn't a lot of info about it until it started getting hot with network marketing and things like that. So you had to really be in the markets and learn at your own pace.
I think the pandemic made trading popular.
Yeah, because people start finding other ways to make income and you can be at home making 200 plus a day. So now you got a lot of people, I don't want to go back to working this job, sitting here throwing boxes at Amazon and things like that. But what really done it for me was, going through the struggles I was going through. What really kept me going was when I had my first $200 day. I'll never forget. I hosted a webinar with a group of friends in IML, and I was trading Great Britain pound versus the yen. And I said, yo, this joint going to drop. I'm like, nah, where? When? So we waited through London. I said, yo, probably 30 minutes into London, I said, hey, press a sell here because I saw a nice resistance. So I was learning off of baby pips. So take the sell, and I did $1 per pip. And GJ at that time was giving out $1 per pip. Man, caught my first 200. And after that, it really took my mind elsewhere. And I was excited. And then I remember when I made my first $1,000 day, I traded EU and I caught news. And I didn't catch NFP. This is when NFP was very volatile. When I mean volatile, 300 plus pips on EU, shooting. He's like, oh my God.
So you trade news?
Yeah, I traded news back then. I don't recommend it because
because I'm
because they started doing a stop hunt and then go. So now I know it's a stop hunt. They'll fake out traders, grab as much liquidity and then go the opposite direction. And that's how NFP will be. And it was crazy because EU, whoop, whoop, gotcha. So you catch it one way. And then at one point, this is how premature I was. I said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do a half lot going this direction, half lot going that.
Oh my God.
So at one point, okay, I'm up on one way going on a sell. I close out. It looked like it's going to buy. Then I wound up catching a true trend. So I was like, hey, it working, we good. And
my God,
I made my $1,000 premature, but I started to learn, okay, catch better setups. I really caught an eye for GJ. One time we had non-farm payroll during elections when Barack Obama was getting into office. I noticed the market started moving tremendously crazy when it was during the election time. And I caught a half lot on GJ, and this sucker dropped well over thousands of pips. It was at a high, and you can still see it back to this day. Go back 2016, 2017. Go look at them charts. It dropped. It did a complete head and shoulders and tanked. And I noticed my payout if I'd have kept holding it because I got in on that pre-Friday. If I'd have kept holding it because it sold throughout the whole entire week, dude, I would have walked away with at least 15,000. And that's what got me into swinging. So me doing my trial and error got me into the trader that I developed into now. I decided to leave candles or sticks alone and develop Renko trading. I ran into one of my friends. He was telling me that this dude got something that nobody else had. My buddy Aaron, good friend to this day. And I saw his course that he had and I wound up paying for it. Didn't cost me an arm and a leg. But the entries I was getting, I liked. I was seeing things before candlestick traders would see it at the time. And I love it. But it's like, I was getting in sometimes before the liquidity grab. So I place these type of trades, but I really noticed like over a period of time now, I understand a series of trades, I do better outcomes with catching sells than I do buys. And the market do have exhaustion times, and I prefer to catch the market when it is exhausted on buys. So a major supply zone. I'm into supply zone and demand zone trading, but I prefer to catch all the supplies I can. So,
do you only focus on GJ or you trade other instruments?
I used to trade other pairs, but to be honest, I noticed when I deviate from to trade other pairs, I missed the true move I was looking for with GJ. One move with GJ is like equivalent. It's like an average equivalent to if somebody else will be trading, scalping, or catching 30, 50 pips. Like I traded one time this week so far besides this trade I'm in now, and I was up 150 pips. I closed out, made $18,000. Moving forward, if I'd have held the trade to my actual TP, which was 250 pips, one large quarter to another, then I would have actually, 250 pips for the week. You're done with 26,000. But I just took what the market gave me. I didn't want to wait a whole another day because the daily didn't close like a normal daily that I'm used to. Because I look at candles to see, it was one of them times where it was like, okay, it can actually reverse from here. Because I know NFP have done it where it gives you one move and then gives you another. So I just took what I can get that day and called it a day. And as you can see, it just varies. So you just gotta play with it and do what's best for you when it comes to that. YouTube is what helped me a lot. Psychological, finding out Mark Douglas, the GOAT, the true GOAT. I watched from videos from the disciplined audios from Disciplined Trader to Trading in the Zone was my favorite. Watching them, literally people pay him to talk and literally about stocks and everything else and talks about having your edge and understanding your edge, because at one point I started chasing other people's success. Like, damn, why are they having more success than me? And not understanding it was a process. Not understanding I can go 30%, like lose 70% of the time and still be a profitable trader.
Yeah.
So now I didn't realize my edge was really like that, because I use quarters with being an overbought system, which I'll show you. I'll mark up a chart completely and then I'll just show you from zone to zone. And that's all I did.
We can actually jump on the charts and you can show me your strategy.
So GJ right now, it's Thursday. It's probably going to close here to continue to push up, which is fine.
So it's like, it's not Heikanashe candles. It's the first time for me to see.
You're good. I'm going to show you everything.
Yeah.
So as you can see, right, this is a chart. You got your yesterday high and low. Now, this is a 1,000 pip chart that I'm showing you. I'm showing you how I break down a trade from beginning to end. So 167, 500, because I do quarters theories with the Renkos. It's pure price. So I'm just catching, like the literally quarters is all it is major zones. And you're just trading within the range of these zones. I just prefer to let buys go and catch the sells, right? So you should have 5 lines. You should have one at one. You see at 157, 500. You got one at 160, 100. That's another whole number. Well, hold up. 250, yeah. 250, yeah. 160, 500. Hold on 1 second. I got to move this in thing. You're going to have one here, 162, 500. You're going to have one 157, 500. 1 second. Every 250. It just takes me a minute. 160, 100.
So psychological levels.
Yes, psychological levels. Now, you're going to have one in between these three. So we all know we're going to have one here. So you got 50. I make it 58. So 160, 100. You're going to have one here. Now you're going to have one at 165.100. And then I work my way. So this is like your monthly. Give you an idea of like most people like, what is this? This is your monthly idea, right? So you just waiting for a bar to close 1,000 pip, whatever direction. Sometimes these trades will actually play out, and instead of closing out at 1,000 pips one direction, they'll give you a counter 500 pips one way, and then it'll go to this move. Now, as you can see, We have 1 quarter to the next. Now, I work my way on a day chart right here. Now, this day chart, I'll move this out the way. I literally catch on this day chart. This is your daily chart. So you look for the day. So we all know the range is 162,500 to 164,500. Because I have a display clock to tell me when the candle opens, when did it close, the Renko bar. I work my way down. My fisher will tell me if it's overbought or oversold. But sometimes when you give like 4 bars and you see it had a previous support here, which is a demand zone, sometimes it will break down, retest, and continue. And I do this. This is my bread and butter, literally. I'll wait for an A+ setup. Like I will sit here personally, wait till the price gets exhausted, overbought, catch it from a high, and ride it out. And this is the biggest thing that it took the edge off of me having to worry about, damn, do I have to do this, do that? No, I'll wait for it to be at a zone. And sometimes in these zones, what quarters will say, the market doesn't necessarily go to the next zone, which is called a minor zone. And that's 125 pips within between a 250. So realistically, and within 75 pips from a major zone to the next, it can reverse back to the zone as support, or it can just break through. So it's just really a waiting game of, hey, catching an overbought signal, or I don't do the whole oversold and trying to look for. I'm not really good with buys. That's just not my thing. Now you can see it clear as day. That's great, but just not my thing. Not my cup of tea of trading. I literally
what works for you. I see also that you have the average daily range. Do you use it as well?
Yeah. Yes, I do. That's how I determine how the market is moving, and it does it every 10 days. So every 10 days, I'll find out what the market wants to do. Now, I'm going to break down my charts for you so you have an idea. Now, this may seem complicated to some people, but I think what worked best for me. I'll wait for as you can see, major zones. This is a daily chart. Look, price to the left, to the right. As you can see, I like to catch major supplies. That's it. Now, if you want, that's cool. We see that price broke here. As you can see, it broke down, closed below. Now you see a retest. Hope a continuation to the downside. I'd love to see a continuation to the downside. But in a piece tomorrow. So I understand sometimes things don't be confluent. Now I'll break my way down from your daily chart. This is like your 4 hour, because this is off of pure price. So it doesn't move just off time. But if you had an idea of, hey, what chart is what chart? This is your 4 hour chart, which is my 50 pip chart. And that range, as 163,250 to 164,250, 100 pip range. Each bar, this display clocks, let me know which bar closes. This yesterday high and low lets me know what was the range of the day. So you have an idea, psychological. But as again, we knew it went 121 pips today, but an average of 10 days, 191. So I try to see where it's at within the range. If it's, at the major quarter or minor, I take it from a minor to a large if it's still in a seller's market. Just have to wait to find your entry.
Yeah. Now, and do you use the... Okay, yeah, you can just continue. I can ask.
Oh, you good. The 25 pip chart, you have your idea. 25 is your hour chart. Now, getting you in a thought process. Okay, hour chart. Now, we can see it's a major demand zone. This is why GJ is collecting orders right now and hasn't decided if it wants to continue to push to the downside or push up. Why? Because, again, big banks, NFP, they know a lot of people caught this sell. So if they push up psychologically, that's fine. But I mean, confluence is confluence. It did break the previous major demand zone, which we can go right back here. So it could be collecting orders to trap buyers to drop down. Now I'm going to go back to the 25 pip chart. But where I get my entry is off the 10. The 10 pip chart, if everything's lining up, like let's go through from the 500 and on, right? Let's say this sell didn't happen yet, right? Price was overbought. I'll give you a line so you can see it. Price was overbought. I'm going to work my way down to every chart. It gives me an entry. So I put mine above this line. So I don't have to worry about the stop hunt. I'm truly can catch a sell stop. Place my pending order here. Let this be my stop loss after it already took my order. Sell stops is already continuing in my direction. Let it do whatever it wants to where it decides to reverse at. That ain't my problem. I don't worry about that. Peace of mind. Sell stop loss out the money, and continue to drop. Now I could go to a higher time frame, a lower time frame. Look at your hour. I have to have everything lined up in a way. Okay, everything's overbought. And I call that the AAA. When everything's overbought, we taking that trade, we riding that out at least 250 pips plus. If this daily is overbought, like as you see, I know I can guarantee myself at least 400 to 500 pips. Now, if this wasn't overbought, and I have done it, because when it gets to my zero level, I look at that as like if you was using an RSI, this is a prime example how I look at my fish, like a RSI. A zero level is TP1, overbought level is TP2. Because now everything has an exhausting period. People don't understand that, but it's okay. What works for them works for them. But I just like to catch overboughts because I know buyers eventually get out. Big things, they get out their self, and I like to catch the less noise. Meaning most of the times when the sales happen is when people are not looking at the charts and not thinking about it. Close to the end of the day, you ever look at an open and close bar on a daily? It has wicks that needs to be filled. You can catch that move every day. I learned that from Chat with Traders. That's another podcast I use. A gentleman talks about he catches that move faithfully on every chart. He literally catches the wick of the closing candle for the day. He don't trade, no New York, no nothing. So find what fits you.
Interesting. So do you also focus on just a certain time, or
honestly, no, because I try to get in for the day. The day has its own wick. So prime example, if we was in a buyer's market and I noticed it pulled back, so maybe around, let's say like the candle, I think it's like what, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock, whatever the new 4 hour, I'd maybe try to get an entry then. If it decides to continue to push, because sometimes the daily will give you no wick and it will just, it was just pushed. So then you don't have an idea of where it's going to reverse, but you most likely know it's going to short, and cool. But I usually just wait for my stuff to tell me. And it usually, when everything's overbought, it gives me an entry. So like, as you can see, it tells me, hey, whatever higher, but I like to get the higher, the better entry. Because believe it or not, me being on this chart, I had to wait for the other one to close. If the display clock was still up here, it'll tell me price closes here. So then I know anything above here, I can have a sell stop and go and ride this whole move. That went.
And do you take partials on the way or not?
No. Sometimes that's why my brother called me aggressive. I sometimes have 2 entries. So I double up and keep it moving. Now, the reason why I would exit a trade early, if I see like a major demand zone, like if you see here, you see now seeing price, want to play around, something like that. But usually I'm literally going from one quarter, large quarter, to the next. If it decides that it only wants to hesitate, like today it gave out 121 pips, I would usually work on these 2 quarters. This was my ideal. And then I'll just simply put like a large quarter here, a minor quarter here, and go from there. So it's really what gets other people. My edge is catching overbought exhaustions. Really, I just catch sales. When the market gets exhausted, trust me, your boy Chuck on GJ is going to try to catch a sell.
Yeah, let's say when the market is like bullish, and you have to wait for a long time, don't you get FOMO and try to force trades?
I have done that, and that's why it took me a while to get successful. You get to a point and you're getting tired. Like I'll tell anybody, an addict will get tired. Once he gets tired of living that life and things he's going through, they would make changes. I noticed now that I'm in a prop firm, if I sit on my hands, like my brother will tell you, I placed it, like when I made the first 20,000 that I took out, that's because I didn't sit on my hands. If I sat on my hands, I was up 31,000 on that account. So I took a couple losses because I didn't sit on my hands. And I said, moving forward, because the type of way I trade, these trades happen at least once a week. I need to sit on my hands and I profit more. Like that's how I came up to 18,000. I didn't trade Monday. I waited till Tuesday because Tuesday is a reversal, midweek reversal, and Thursday, same thing. Sometimes Thursday will continue or it decides to reverse, as you're seeing now. Possibility may come up, and collect as much as it can because they know Friday they got to pay people. So, you get to a point of tired of losing and you trying to figure yourself out on the charts and you pay attention to what's working, It's great. Some people just good at buys. Like my brother, he good as fuck at buys. That ain't my thing, bro. I do not like waiting like that, bro. Oh my God, it takes forever. Shit, I gotta wait for an institution. It's just not my thing. And I say, you know what? I just like the sales. I like the sales. It doesn't take much. Mark Douglas said it best. Buyers panic. Once the sales start flowing, they start taking positions. They start closing them. Other people might start putting positions, but again, nothing holds a sell back. That was the biggest thing for me, he said, and literally, nothing holds a sell back. Not one thing besides a major demand zone. It will bounce. But think about it. If I jump off a building right now, a burning building, what's holding me back from hitting that ground? I went to the fire department with one of those little trampoline things that come out for me to bounce. A major demand zone. So I just started psychologically thinking like that. Well, what if I sit on my hands and now I'm at lot sizes where it's like I'm surpassing people's monthly residual. So I'm at a good lot size. If I sit on my hands, I can be set. Like, one trade, I told you, I took one entry, 15 lots, made $18,000, and I closed early. I didn't get greedy because I have got greedy. And in fact, I had a prop firm account with you guys before and I failed. I got all the way through, was up $20,000. I was so fixed on it hitting a TP that I wound up losing an account because news decided to reverse and take it. So I explained to people, do you know how sad that is to tell this now that I know somebody gonna watch it? Damn, you was up 20. I got the video to this day because that was my motivation that it's gonna happen again. I'm gonna get it again. I am a good trader. I just fucked up by my greed and me not just taking what the market give me and just being grateful and thankful. And that's it. So I had went months, like my bro would tell you, I went months like, I don't want to do another prop. I don't want to do nothing. I ain't ready because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm just playing with myself. So I had to be real with myself, like, God gonna bless you with this again, but can you maintain it? So I start praying for maintaining things. And to see him transform me like this, and you couldn't put a price on it. So like, no, I don't have a problem waiting because I know my payout is always more than what I waited for. Think about it. Right now, I can go to my monthly and I'm already up $40,000 for the month with the prop firm with you guys right now. From the trade, I took a little loss with my GJ because I told you, try to go for a buy after my sell. Just doesn't work. And so I try, still fail. And God said, you hard-headed as fuck. So I explained, stick to, I tell every trader now that's going to watch this, find yourself on the charts and stick to what works. What you see is not going to be the same dude next to you see or the same woman next to you see. Stick to what's best for you. Because to be honest, I love trading because it helped me grow as a person. It showed me every critique, every flaw I had. Greed, lack of discipline at times, impulsiveness. Like, bro, you start, damn, like if I correct this, I'll be better. Like what is enough going to be enough? My bro will tell you there's times I've been up on little accounts, took $100 account up to 4,000, like over literally a week, or I'll take a 1,500 account to over 5. He will tell you, I was at his house, literally in Miami, kicking it. And he literally said, yo, I'm going to slap you, bro. Like, why you ain't closed yet? You up over $3,000 for that. Why you ain't closed? Now I'm up 5. Why you ain't closed yet? Like, what is up with you? Like, why you so greedy? Bro, I'm trying to like get to a certain point, but it's taking them little wins to turn into bigger ones. So me personally, when you ask that, I'm okay with waiting because if I had to wait all week, if somebody told you, what if you had to wait all week for a sell that could still pay you out over $10,000? Would you?
Better to wait.
I started thinking from a bigger scale. Let's say if my goal was $3,000 average a week, that's $156,000 a year. I'm sitting here now waiting for a payout because I might get one more sell next week, but the type of way I've been trading and catching the sells and their longer runs, it's no telling. Like, I just take what it gives me, but what if it don't? But sometimes my one trade, I'll be set for the whole month, for the week. And that's why I'm more than grateful because my last payout, I profited the $22,000. Y'all paid me like the 20 or whatever the case with my refund. But realistically, if I'd have stayed, I'd have been still number one on the leaderboard. I wound up dropping to like 4 or 5. I was up $31,000, but it really took me one trade. And that was the thing. The worst part is me just sitting here. And that's what I'm learning now. After having that first payout and then that wire transfer hit, it was over. Because I knew from that point on, I can do it. That was the hardest part. Sitting there waiting, and it's not on your time. It's on their time. Like, and now it don't matter. Like, yeah, I might have took a loss, after the 18,000, but I'm still gonna walk away with 15,000 or so. So, and I wound up opening up a $200,000 one. So now I'm gonna do the rapid with that one. So I'll probably.
How much do you have funded now? You have
only 100,000.
Only 100,000.
That's it. Just
wow.
One.
You go hard. That.
I just trade what I see. Like that's it. I might
you're totally right. Just do what you understand, and that's the way to go.
Because here's my thing. My brother may say I trade aggressive, right? But is it aggressive when you have that much confidence and belief in yourself? Is it aggressive if all your rules line up? Is it really aggressive?
It is aggressive. For example, it is aggressive if you compare it to his style or my style, but it's not aggressive for you. So,
but like I explained to somebody, say this. Let's say from a 100 pip scale, like a 100 pip scale. I understand I trade the quarters way. Things go in quarters, 125, 250, right? I risk 30 pips, but my 30 pips usually be out the money. It'd be the high or the low for the day. So like outside the daily. So think of a daily chart. I'm trying to really have my stop loss outside that daily wick of the previous day. And I'm risking 30 pips, win, lose, or draw, whatever tentative direction, continuation, or, my rule really is overbought. So if it's a buy, I'm really not looking for it. You might catch me counter later down the road, but it had to have a major supply zone, and my rules have to be overbought. My 25 pip chart and the 10 pip has to be overbought. So that means your hour and your 30 minute. I had to get confirmation. Other than that, I'm not taking it. So I take that in a series of trades. I guarantee if I sit here just take only overbought setups, my setups, out of 10 times, I probably win at least 88. Really. Wow. I really just, because of the fact that it's like waiting for your rules to line up.
And you said you have a quite good risk to reward. So that's amazing.
Because I take one trade, I can lose 4 times and one trade can break even. Like $5,000 me losing, that's like 30-something pips on GJ, fine. But best believe when I catch it again, it ain't gonna fucking matter. If I gotta wait till next week to catch it, I'm gonna make that and then some. So that's why I say, like, it just depends on how you look at it. Like a series of trades, series of trades. The way I trade, it might seem crazy to people, and I trade Renko. I just don't care for buys. Like what was annoying last week watching GJ buy? That they was manipulating the shorts. That was so annoying. And I got smacked. But again, there's the trades I got smacked, but the times I got smacked still didn't outweigh what I made even on this one trade. The losses, let's say my losses last week were like 4,000, but I made 18 the next. You see what I'm saying? So, and I closed early instead of making 26. So I take that. And that's what I explained. I got that 4 back plus 14. So it just what works for you. And right now, my biggest thing is just not getting ahead of myself, staying long term. Like I want to keep these prop firms long term. Because dude, I mean, you can live off of it really good. Like honestly, like the type of month I had, I'm like, damn, you making somebody's yearly salary. So I try to stay humble in that way. And notice, like, damn, you walk in Earth and you're pretty much like a walking ATM.
What did you struggle with the most in the whole journey? Greed. And how did you overcome this?
My biggest struggle was greed, and I told people, I was looking for 100% strategy. And once I found Mark Douglas, and once I found trading in this, once I also found like chat with traders, talk to other traders. There's no 100% strategy. And to find out you can still be okay. Mark Douglas, he broke this stuff down in a way, and I loved it. He explained how there's a 30% trader that's aggressive. Let's say I'm the 30% that's aggressive, and my brother's the 80% that's conservative. We both can still meet the same goal. Just took a different way of getting it. Just like Google Maps. You put an address in, it gives you 9 tolls, you know what I mean? Another alternate route with the state. You got multiple ways. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Find your lane. What's best for you. That's why you got to stay tunnel vision. Because at one point, I was following the herd of what I saw on social media. Like, damn, niggas driving this, driving that. I knew my time was coming. But then I got to a point of like, yo, what works for me works for me. It's not meant for them. You know what I mean? Like, I like sales. I love it. I love them when the big banks get involved because now they're knocking everybody out, And it's like, yo, you riding a wave, like, it's that anticipation. Like everybody love to buy, but I'm like that dude, man. I'm like a tsunami. I'm coming in that. I'm taking everything. Like I like it. So I just stick to what works best. Like I try to buy, I still be trying, but I told myself after this week, yo, if I take another buy, y'all can slap me because we got a little group. It's like me and my other 2 brothers. Like we keep it really close knit, just us, and we just piggy off each other. Like I tell you, get around people like-minded like you that want the same thing out of life. take care of their family, take care of their wife, their kids, whatever. And y'all just push each other. So it's like one struggle, we all struggling. Then we all like, winning, we all winning. And that's the biggest thing, man. I'm so grateful for the people I got in my corner. And like, I got away from a lot of leeches, bro. Oh my God. Like, yo, I give people the shit off my back, but I realize they won't do the same. And, but my story's different. Like, all I care about is taking care of my family. Like, making sure like certain people that I love, they got a nice little house, but I know my true end goal, it's simple. When my parents get old enough, I don't want them in a nursing home. I want to have a big enough house where they can just all be in one house. We all be one big happy family, and I can afford whatever, to make sure that they're good. If they need special care, I can afford that. Because the biggest thing, nothing hurt me worse watching like, my grandmother and then watching other people that I love, like, damn, like they're fading away and they go to these nursing homes and it's not really cranked up what it needs to be. So I just want to enjoy my life, see things, and take care of my loved ones. That's it. Like it's simple.
What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in like 5-10 years?
To be honest, married, kids, having multiple commercial properties, at least 2. And I don't think they're gonna be in the US. So but
where would you like to move?
Well, outside the country or just in the US?
Like wherever. Like where is
outside
your
the country? Outside the country, I don't know yet. I ain't been everywhere. But right now I like Florida because it's like your little island. It's very well diverse. Like, I mean, I could get any kind of food. Like, I'm a foodie. I'm big. I got a big problem. I can't wait to eat. So like I just be like, yo, bro, like, and it's just the atmosphere. Like, I be out there and like people like don't understand I appreciate life in a different way. Like, I experienced death a few times, but like I understand the true meaning. When you drive trucks over the road and even, at times where, you might be in an accident or you see other truckers, you read about how they crash or you see crash sites and your life can flash, before your eyes, you start appreciating the little things. Like I like enjoying going to the beach and watching the sunset or the sunrise. I think that's like the beautiful, most peaceful thing to do. Like, so I'm cool with that.
I love water as well.
Yo, water signs. That's how I'm telling you, I'm just at peace, bro. I'm in a different headspace than most people. So it's just nice. I tell God, like, yo, if that's what I'm meant to do, that's fine. Like real rap. Like I don't take life for granted.
That's how it should be.
I lost a loved one like right in front of my face. So like after that, it just like hit me different. It's different when you watch people die. You might not have no feelings for it, but when you watch someone you really love, like, and they fade away and they ain't old. It ain't like they super old. It just happened, bro. And it's like, yo, it just do something to you. And me, I just try to live every day like it's my last. So arguments, I'm not beat to argue. That shit ain't gonna matter in 10 minutes. It's because that last argument could be your last conversation. And it's like I tell people, like being over the road, like open my minds to different places. Don't listen to the news because news is just really try to keep you lost. Just like if you pay attention to too much things in the news wouldn't pertain to the markets. Trade what you see. Mark Douglas told you that. Like, that's what really helped me psychologically understanding, like, the house always wins majority of the time. You will never always know where it's going 100%. You can have an idea. Don't get discouraged if you take a loss. Don't get discouraged if things didn't work out the way you wanted to work out. Like, prime example, you that's your A1 setup and you lost. It ain't you. They know. You got to remember, in this business, it's a business. It's the house win, right? So they know every order that goes in. They know what you're risking. They know what you're trying to profit. Man, they just don't want to pay you that time. And once you put it in that mind, okay, I got you. That's why you see so many stop hunts now. And people now got bots. Oh, boy. Like, the market's always changing.
Yeah, there is no 100% system. And losses are part of the game.
And that's why I got
it's just important to know how to deal with them.
That's why I got that supply demands indicator. Okay. You can do all the hard work because I already know there's hella different zones and I ain't even going to think about that zone because I'm going to be fixated on what I want out of the market. So I just try to take what I can get. And now at this point with the lot size I'm at, like, yeah, you don't have to be greedy. You might, you know what I'm saying? You just got to find you. And once you find you, you'll be okay.
Yeah. So I guess that was the advice for the newbies that are just getting started.
It could be even for traders now because everybody struggles with something. I had a true greed. Like, it wasn't my system sucked. I even thought somebody was better. But reality is, it's like, no, you just don't know when to take profit. Like, my bro would tell you, I'd be up big, Don't know when to take profit. And now that I got to a point like, okay, the biggest challenge was when I actually closed out and had to sit on my hands. Because I was like, yo, I'm not going no less than this amount because I was already at 31,000. And then when I took them losses, we could go back to it. Yeah, it was a couple sells, some buys too, but now I got to a point like, just sit. Like, I don't have to trade every day. I had to break that habit because I used to have to trade every day to try to meet a certain goal. I don't give a fuck about the goal. Like, my minimum goal, at least $3K a week. I'm cool. That's better than a job. I knew it was like trucking. Bro, you be making $2,000 and you got to put 70 hours in over the road. So now I'm just sitting here at work and I'm like, damn, driving a truck and I'm just looking, damn, I'm already up 8,000 for the day. Yeah, like it's gonna get to a point I'll probably walk away from my trucking job, like for real. I know this. I literally didn't tell nobody, but this is a testimonial. The money that I did just get, I paid off the last bit of debt I owed to society, and I bought me a car. So now when I get this payout, it's just gonna sit in a bank account, and I actually invested in getting a $200,000 one, so I guess I could trade over aggressive again. Like. I think I'm going to have an account where I'm going to be trading 20 lots and another one, 20, 25, the other one 10 to 15. So I got it mapped out. Because that was another thing. Like, I like the whole trading prop firm. Like, they gave me like 10% more on my like losing and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, man, yo, how y'all capping my profits? If I'm up 20,000 a cap, could we find a percentage where you make that a little bit more where I can risk 7 for the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, jeez, it sucks sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be like prime example.
A special challenge for you.
Yeah, like call it the Chuck challenge. Because
by the way, when you mentioned proppers, how did you find TFT and how is your experience with us?
My brother found TNT. My experience been I had to get disciplined on you guys' rules on top of having my own. Now I found a way to meet the median. So it's been fine. I just know you can't trade on it every day, and that's cool. That helps me keep more. And just, watch your losses regardless of how much you up. You still got this cap for the day. But me personally, ain't nothing like better than having your personal account. So shit, use the prop firm, get your personal account growing to a certain point, and you got both. So because, if you lose the account, you got to do the whole process again. So, but I do like it in general. Like, I even like you guys on Twitter. Like, you guys shouting people out who made profits, everything. I even like when y'all give us the 125% refund, 90 payout. I ain't trying to take nothing less than a 90 payout because that shit's sweet. I ain't gonna lie. That shit is beautiful. Shoot. But I enjoy it.
Any last words that you would like to share with us?
Catch you later, I guess. I mean, honestly, continue to bet on yourself. Trade your edge. If you haven't, new, old, check out Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, The Disciplined Trader. And understand, this is a journey. Regardless of, win, lose, or draw. You might go through a whole series of losses, but eventually always remember that one day you will overcome that hurt and becoming consistent to a point you didn't even see coming. And then you'll flourish. So I appreciate you guys having this prop firm for allowing people like me to come up and actually enjoy the fruits of their labor. Shit, I ain't going nowhere. I'm actually bought another one. So yeah. I'll be around.
I wish you good luck with your challenges and stick to what you know. Stick to what you feel comfortable with. And you're going to come far. Don't listen to us. Oh, you're still aggressive. You know what you're doing.
Honestly, the only thing is like that one last thing. Like I was trying to say, the Euro JPY trade, I had lost a little bit. So I didn't want to go. I couldn't go over that threshold. And that's why I asked, like, dang, if they can make that would be great. Like, go off of your percentage of your profit. Because that actually stopped me from making another 20,000. I was already up 20 on the account. EJ, my setup came. I got stop hunted, but I couldn't place again because, again, I didn't want to risk you go secure that. So I was like, But other than that, sometimes you got to have them second chances, and it happens.
It happens. It happens to everyone. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you for having me.
To all of you watching, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and show us some love in the comments down below. Trade safe, and until next time.